Hello, hello. Welcome again to another exciting stream where my cushion just moves on its own. Um, so yeah, I've done a tutorial actually today that I've been meaning to do for a long time, and I'm going to play it because it's published already on my YouTube channel. But it's basically about years ago I used to use Substance Painter quite a lot, and because my old computer was really old, it was just horrendously slow. But when I got my first version of Substance Painter, I found it really frustrating to try and get models out of. It was an old version, and it was really frustrating to try and get out models out of Blender into Substance Painter and produce textures, and then export those textures out and bring them into Blender. It wasn't obvious. I mean, if anyone remembers the old versions of Substance Painter, if you were just using Substance Painter on its own, everything would work really well. But when you want to try and use the textures in Substance Painter and bring them into Blender again, it wasn't straightforward, and an awful lot of the tutorials around, I know I've mentioned this before, but an awful lot of the tutorials around just they just left out, people just left out loads of stuff, key bits and pieces. And these are all the tutorials that I've put onto my channel, onto my YouTube channel before, because people leave out, you'll watch 20 videos, and about 15 or maybe even more of those videos will fly through bits and pieces really quickly. And I've talked about this before, some people are good at teaching and others aren't. And the majority of videos, tutorial videos, I tend to find are really hard to follow because the person's usually going too fast, and they make an awful lot of assumptions that what to click on, on the screen, and of course you can't really always see what people are clicking on the screen because they're going so fast. So it tends to be frustrating, and I've ended up many a time getting very frustrated. And I remember thinking at the time, what on earth did I spend all this money on? And I couldn't really use it. So anyway, I do remember at the time sort of actually taking some time out to look at the videos and kind of slow them down. And I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only person who's ever had any of these problems, because you see some quite sarcastic comments on people's channels. And anyway, that aside, what I did today was to produce a video, again focusing on the bits that matter, in my opinion, that nearly always get lost off of, or dropped off of, the majority of videos that you'll watch about this kind of subject. And there are a very small percentage, out of 20 videos, you'll probably find maybe 2 that will have exactly what you're looking for, and they will be, producing a tutorial that actually explains it all. And even then, I'll nearly always find that there's just one little thing somewhere that they've left off which screws everything up and it doesn't work. And but anyway, so what I've done is I've done a tutorial video. I've actually even typed up a one-page instruction list, like a step-by-step guide on how to do this, to get your model from Blender into Substance Painter and back again, and it works, right? This is the key thing. Most, in the early days of doing all this, you find it so frustrating because you just can't you know, Substance Painter is a hell of a program, right? There's a lot to Substance Painter, and the people who are fluent using Substance Painter can fly through. Why does my camera keep moving? Is it me moving? Possibly me moving. I don't know. Anyway, and so, you know, they know Substance Painter as well as I know kind of Blender in a way, and they, you know, they tend to fly through these things. But anyway, I'll play the tutorial, right? If you want to watch it, then fine. If you don't want to watch it, that's also fine. Let me just post the link. Okay, if you want to watch it, but I'll watch it on this channel because people may or may not know that it is it's available here on Twitch. You know, not everybody's got YouTube, and vice versa. So there's the link. If anyone's interested. And I'll play the video. It's not particularly long, so I'll play it anyway, and we'll see how it goes. Welcome to this hopefully short tutorial about using Blender to using it with your models with Substance Painter and then back into Blender again. And the reason why I've done this, like an awful lot of tutorials, there's always something that people miss when they're doing these tutorials. There's an assumption that you kind of know about the bit that they didn't talk about, and the frustration being is that you end up then getting frustrated because this missing thing is causing problems, right? So what I've done is I've created a set of instructions which I will put a link to on my YouTube. Basically, it's Blender to Substance Painter to back to Blender again for your textures. So very quickly, I'm going to focus on the things that generally tend to get left out of 20 videos that you'll watch, right? And then the one person that actually does say the bit that you need very often is going so fast that again you tend to miss it. So anyway, you create your model. You've got your model here. If you've got multiple parts to your model, whatever it is, the key thing is that you get your UV editing how you want it to be, right? That's actually quite key, and you need to get to a point where your model is exactly how it wants to be, and then your UVs are, you know, in a good place. That's, you know, a given really. The next thing is, for each part of your model, if you've only got one, then it doesn't necessarily always matter, but if you've got multiple parts to your model, each model needs to have a material slot assigned to it. Now, by default it's just called material. The good habit is that you would actually call this. So if you've got a cube shape and a sphere shape and a triangular shape, that you would actually call all of your materials something that, you know, so I could call this cube material, for instance, right? I've given it a name, and that becomes quite obvious once you start bringing this model into Substance Painter. Okay, I would always save my model. That's basically all you need to do. We're now going to export this model out. There's two file formats that are generally used by Substance Painter, and that's Wavefront OBJ and FBX. I tend to always use FBX. It just works. Okay. I've already done this previously, so I'm going to just highlight selected object because I only want the selected objects exported out, and I'm now going to hit export. We've now got our file. We're now going to go into Substance Painter, and we're going to work in Substance Painter, and then we're going to come back out again. Now this is the crucial bit. When you're in Substance Painter, you need to create a new file. Okay, so you're going to create a new project file. you adjust your template. If it doesn't automatically come as Blender, I think this remembers the last thing that you did. There's a lot in here, and you just need to bring it into Blender. You can select your file, so browse to your FBX file and bring that in, or OBJ file, and change the size. I tend to change it to 2K. I like working in 2K, and that's pretty much it. You don't really need to change much else in here. And then you're going to click on OK. Brings your model in, and you'll notice, right, it looks good, and you think, wow, okay, that looks amazing. Key thing is that all of your material slots have got names up here, top right hand corner in your texture list. And of course, if you want to work on all those materials, it's good that you keep an eye on the name that you're actually working on. And that becomes obvious as we go along. You get a slot here, a layer here that's transparent. You can delete that, it doesn't really matter. Let me show you the problem that I believe most people hit, right? Is you bring over, let's say you're going to use a smart material because they're amazing, right? So you bring over a smart material that should look like this, right? So it's kind of a brass metallic object with, you know, painted, and it's worn and all of those other things. And you think, oh yeah, I really like that one. It doesn't matter which one it is, right? You bring that over and you put that onto your mesh and see what happens. And you think, well, this is actually really quite a complicated, you know, there's a lot in here. Layers, masking, you know, variations, all sorts of things. But your model doesn't look anything like this, right? And this is what I mean, when I first started using Substance Painter, it was an older version, before Adobe got hold of it. And this really frustrated me, and I couldn't, it just took such a long time to figure out what on earth was going on. And of course you look here and you think, well, yeah, they're my UVs, you know, why can't I do X, Y, and Z? It just didn't really want to work. Anyway, so let's just delete that. So this is our model. The key thing here, and I will go on about it, is you've got to bake your mesh maps. So you go over here to texture settings and scroll down, and you bake your mesh maps first. A couple of things to look at here. You will see all your materials. I again changed this to 2K. A couple of things down on this side I mentioned about unticking the ID and also the position. And then you can click on bake selected textures, right, and see it flash through and do all of that for you. Depends on the speed of your machine, and then you can return to painting mode, right? Now you can see how your mesh maps have all been created, right? Okay, let's go back to layers again, and we've still got this one slot. You can, you know, it can be, you can just delete it, it's not going to be used, it's transparent anyway. Now, because we've got our mesh maps baked, you can now, at this point I would actually save the file, right? So let's just save the file. I'm just going to call it tutorial cube, let's say, right? Right. Now what happens when we put a smart material on, put that onto our mesh, and there we go. It applies all of these layers and everything correctly, right? So this is what we want. Yeah. You can then do whatever you want. You can adjust all of this, do what you like, paint on the object, and absolutely do everything you like. So when you're happy with the file, you can, I mean, I would always just say, let's just save the file. Right, we're now ready to export out our textures, right? So what we do here now is we go File, Export Textures, right? This bit, there's a couple of other things to remember about this. First of all, select the area that you want to save your files. So I know that I need to put it in in here. Tutorial. I've got textures, right? So all my textures are going to go into their own separate file. Here, the output template is something that, now you can actually just use this one, right? But it's actually much better if you customize the one, the standard one that they've got in here. And I'll show you why in a little bit. So you select the file type. I prefer 16-bit. You don't really need to do anything else here. Now, if we go to templates at the top here, we've got output templates, right? So this is the one that we're using, is this one here. What this doesn't include is an AO map, right? You can change all these, by the way. You can change the default files, you know. I mean, basically you can just delete stuff and keep them all the same, and they've got base color, normal, metal, roughness, emission, alpha, displacement, right? What you can do is you can create your own slot. Okay, so what I would recommend is that you right hand click on the original one and duplicate it, and I've already done that. I've already duplicated it, and then I've added an AO slot here, output map. Basically what you do is you just create another RGB slot, like so. I'm not going to do this. Well, I'll show you how I do it. You give it the name, right? So you can sort of copy the whole name here and rename the actual what it is as AO. You then bring over from here the mesh maps, the ambient occlusion, and put it into that slot, right? And you want the grey channel, obviously. There we go. Change the file type if you need it. I mean, I made all of mine PNG, and I like to use 16 bits, and that's it. You've now created your own custom, based on the original Blender output template. You've now created your own template. I'm going to delete that slot because I don't really want it. This is my slot. So if you happen to do this the first time, and then you go all the way through to export your textures, what's going to happen is the settings doesn't know that you want to use your template. It still remembers the generic, the default one. So you have to go through and select your template. So you pick up your own customized template, and I called it my standard template or my standard. We can now, that's my template. I know that that's there. We can now go to list of exports. It's going to export this lot out, and we click export, right? Okay, that's now done. I can close that down. We now go back into Blender, right? So we're now back into Blender. We need to go to the shading of this file, and I would highly recommend that I think most people tend to enable the add-on Node Wrangler, because you can bring in PBR textures really quite quickly. If you don't know how to do that, you basically go to Edit Preferences, go to Add-ons, and you're actually going to look for Node Wrangler. I've enabled it, obviously, but you'll see it there. You need to just enable it, and that's you'll see now what it does. If you don't know what it does already, you highlight your principal BSDF, and you press Control Shift and T. Okay, so it's already gone in. So I would say, browse to where your textures are just being exported. You would highlight all of this and then click on principal texture. Boom, it brings it in. Now this looks good, but it's not perfect because Node Wrangler doesn't always link up most of the things. Now I've learned this kind of over the years, and watched other people doing this and kind of thought, well, that's quite interesting. The AO map, for instance, doesn't get connected to the BSDF. And also there's another slight little problem with the roughness. Okay, the diffuse roughness needs to be added in, the alpha needs to be added in. So all we need to do is add an invert node. So color invert, I'm going to dump it there for now. We need to bring the roughness from there to the colour up to, oh, I do this every single time, diffuse roughness. We need to, I don't know why they do this now, it's like collapsed by default, which is rather irritating. But anyway, you bring that up and do it there. Now, I probably haven't played around with that particular part, but if you are really, you know, if you've done an awful lot of roughness, you will start seeing a change, right? It's very, very subtle. And of course, an awful lot of things with texturing is subtlety can make quite a large impact. We now need to add the, so we've got our base color in, but the AO never got connected, right? So now we need to add a mix color node here. Okay, we need to move the base color into slot A. We need to connect up the ambient occlusion to slot B, and now we connect the output of this into the base color, and now we start seeing our ambient occlusion. Now, I've seen a couple of things, right? It doesn't look brilliant, okay, and I think it kind of all depends on your texture. I've seen a couple of times people actually moving this around the other way. You see, I don't think I don't know. It doesn't seem to be working to me, but yeah, I mean, it's, and then of course the other thing we need to do is to change this mix from mix to multiply, right? There we go. Now, I've seen these sometimes. That seems to have screwed everything up. I think it depends on your materials. Now, that's interesting, because I need to add this to my instructions, because this seems to make a difference. On a different material, it was actually going around the wrong way. So it almost depends on what smart material you're using, but just swap these around until you actually get what you're looking for. Now the ambient occlusion is kind of correct. I didn't change anything on that smart material, so you know, you might like it a bit heavier than that. But that's basically it. Okay, so it's quite key that you change this to multiply. And now we've got our model with the material applied. This is a little bit, let me what if we go into preview mode? Does it look any better? I haven't set up any lighting, but you can see I've only got one light here, which is probably not bright enough. So yeah, I hope that actually makes sense to you and helps you to get the results you want when you're using Substance Painter for all of your textures and materials. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again in another tutorial or video. Thank you. Okay, right, we're back. We're back. Yep, looks like everything's fine. So anyway, right, sorry, I was just monitoring my GPU. Right, so hopefully you found that useful. I don't know whether my YouTube channel in the last few months has had more views. It used to be all related to photography. And of course, over the years, photography as a business has just died. I mean, it started dying back in 2018, 2019. And yeah, anyway, I'll get my violin out now and start, you know, I had a business. I've been doing photography for a long time professionally. Not full time, but, you know, for a long time. And my brand has been around for quite a number of years. And then it all died with that global event. It really died. I mean, it was dying the year before, a couple of years before, but then over that global event, it really did die big time. And yeah, so photography, for events and weddings and portraits, people don't seem to want portraits anymore, which is just weird. Anyway, we won't focus on that. So what we've got here, okay, so the other day, um, I tweaked a couple of little things on this, but other than that, this is pretty much finished. And I actually really like how this has come out. I really do like it. It's just, it's really good. It's really good. So what I do want to finish off is the door at the top. And that's actually going to be relatively easy to do because we take that, we take that. Might just do object data. Ooh. No, that's not good. Why? Oh dear. Right, okay. Um, what is going on there? Okay. Right, I think I know what it is. Sorry, I keep forgetting the screencast. I don't know why, but this doesn't stay on by default for some reason. I don't really understand why. Maybe they've got some sort of setting which stops that being saved in your file as being on. Very odd. Better. Well, it was. So it was the origin that was causing the problem. Um. I've only just noticed, why has this got a transparency? It's almost like there's an alpha attached. Yeah. Is there, or is it just my imagination? No, it's my imagination. Okay. There was something else I wanted to do, and I can't remember what it was. I know I've got the physics to do on this. I think all the texturing is done. The other thing I was thinking of doing was somehow I would like to try and kind of, I want to cut away the walls and the windows on this one side, and then do an image. I mean, that I think would be really neat. Um, hmm. Yeah, it would be. I would like to show, sort of showcase the side. I'm sure I could do it. Actually, I'm sure it's doable. Well, it will be doable. Let's see if I can play around with that. I'm probably gonna actually screw stuff up. So what I would like to do is to hide all these windows first. Yeah, yeah, I already did this, didn't I? Hmm. What I find really weird though is why am I? Oh, there we go. Now I know why. Right. Oh, yes, I need to sort that out. Good job I opened this up, actually. Yeah, I don't get it. What if we highlight these? This it seems to just disappear when you're in a certain mode. There we go. Okay. I need to sort this out. This is interesting. I think I cut that bit out because I was thinking along the lines of a staircase coming up here, and then yeah, I've got to sort that out anyway. need to apply a texture in there. Okay. Okay. Let's delete that face. This doesn't really matter. Okay. Does I'm just trying to think. What is the name of that nice little... Right, so if I select that face and Alt E, manifold, X only, we should come to about there. It's as good as. Okay, let's tidy that up nicely. Could just tidy that up by assigning the ceiling to that. Ooh. Of course, I've now completely stretched the UVs. Cardinal sin of Blender. Not going to get away with that. Where is... that cut was okay. Ooh, this bit is right up there. And that bit, of course, is now stretched. So... Ouch. There we go. That's that bit. This bit is that bit. There we go. Sorted. This bit is that bit. There we go. Not that anyone's going to see that bit because it's it's part of the it's right up against the wall. So what I would like to do, if I highlight this this and this. Let's... Ooh, there we go. That is exactly what I wanted to do. Oh, this is exciting. What I would like would be... Yeah, let's just go back here again. Right, what I would like to happen is... Here we go. Can I get that? Oh, no. Right, okay. No. Can I not highlight? And then go back into here. Shame. No. Okay, so the only thing we can do is select those. Right. So I want to try and get a really nice picture here of this, but I would let's do this one first. Right, so let's just, I want to do sort of do a multiple of images and then do a close-up of each floor. And I think it would just give a really good... I'm going to grab this. I'm gonna... Okay, right. And then if I scroll in... I just want it at a very, very slight angle. Can I not... Ooh, okay. Okay, I might just do this. Might just do it like that. How can I change... The angle of the camera is too much. The viewport angle seems to be a wide angle. So this is the scene. Okay. I'm pretty sure you can change the angle. Can't remember what the angle... I know you can change the angle on the camera. Let's... Okay, let's just try doing that on a camera then. Okay. Must be a reason why. You see, it would look so much nicer if it was in that mode, because you get, you know, really good sort of colour. But it doesn't matter. It's okay. Let's come out a little bit more. Sometimes this really irritates me with the camera. Okay, right. This is good. I like this. I'm going to use these as my kind of advertising. All PR. Very nice. Okay. Can I do some details? Let me see if I can do... Ooh. There's also a save screenshot bit, which is quite good as well. But let me just... I don't know. I don't know whether this... so... Screen... Shots... Save. Let me save all of these. File. Save all. Ready? Wrong button, click. Okay. Let's just see what they look like. Nice. Yeah, the only trouble is it's got everything in there, isn't it? I mean, all you want is the... So that's why I do a screen capture rather than this. But that's fine. I can crop that anyway. Okay. What was the other option? Editor. What does that mean? Oh, okay. So it's like okay, same thing. Right. I prefer to use Faststone. Let's see what else we can do. Can I take some closer shots of this? Would be rather nice. I need to just turn off my screencast keys 1 minute. Let's just take a slightly more detailed look at this shot here. Slightly more detailed. I mean, yeah, I think probably this one. Yeah. I'll do 2 maybe of this one. What? That one. And that one. I think that gives a fairly good overview of the building. Okay. So, file, save all. Brilliant. Okay. Can't think of any other detailed sort of shots, really. Let's go back here. Right. Got my stomach. Okay, everything can go back in again. Cool. Everything that needs to be back in again can go back in again. What? Ah, yeah, the constraints of the camera. Yes! Yes, and this is what created that other stream the other day. This really weird effect. Camera. There's constraints. Yeah, here we go. So, am I 1,000 meters away from that? I doubt it. Okay, possible. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. Right. Okay. I think the only thing now, the door's been done. I've done the cutaway shots, which is really what I wanted to do. I'm pretty sure everything. Some of these seem to be, yeah. Okay. They're shiny. Don't want them shiny. Okay. Alright, that's good. So the only thing I think I've got left to do is the physics, right? I don't know really whether I want to do this on a stream because it is just seriously boring. I've done stairs physics and I've done this stairs physics. I really need to do the physics for everything else. I don't know. Have I got... I think I've got a physics collection somewhere. I do. How... Now the thing is... Ooh. I've already done quite a lot of the physics. Okay, I must have done this a little while ago. Okay. Oh, of course. Of course. Okay, that's interesting. Right, okay. So, yeah, I didn't do the doorway for this one. That's also right. No, I didn't do the doorway for this. The top one is okay, but I need to put some smesh there. My stomach. Whoa. On earth. What is that? Oh, okay. Right. Come on. Okay. Hmm, very odd. How weird. Where did that just go? Okay. I don't know. That's just so weird. So I need to grab this. No, okay. Right. Right. I don't really understand what oh, come on. Okay. Right. Ah, there we go. Right. That's what I'm looking to do. Okay. Something a bit weird going on. But anyway, this is its own... Right. So what I want to do is grab that G on the X. Okay. Okay. So we're doing this just so that we can go through the door, right? There, right. We're good. Right, both physics for that floor done, physics for the ground floor done, the top floor done. Hmm. It's interesting, isn't it? I didn't think I did all the physics yet. Have I done the physics for all the floors as well now then? I have. Cool. Right, we've got that floor, we've got the stairs, we got that floor, we have stairs, we've got this floor, we've got that floor. We haven't done the ground floor yet. And I remember that I needed to do the physics for this because I really seriously screwed up the physics for the steps. So we can do this next. And I got to do the base floor physics, which is going to be relatively easy to do. So let's do the physics for this. Okay. The easiest way to do this is to just go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where is this? And I need to move. Nope. Move this to physics. So if I put this, looking from the front door, this is right hand side physics, right? Oh, okay. We don't need to have anything like materials on here. But we do need it to be blue. Right. There we go. Physics. Just like that. Duplicate this. And X. Because now this is the left hand side. Looking from the front. Okay. Physics for this. Now I think we can go from here to here. Just make it nice. Okay. I'm going to select one side here, possibly. That's it. Shift D. So E by selection. Let's just isolate that out, make it easier. Okay. Now all we need to do is select that, that, that. Fill. Cool. Hi, Phil. Let's remove this. New. And we just make it blue. Okay, that's fine. So this is... Where are you? Interesting. Where are you? Where are you hiding? Okay. I mean, this is actually the main building. Ah, there we go. There it is. We need to move you. We need to move you to physics. So this is, let's say, stairs. Balcony. No, it's not really a balcony, is it? So if mezzanine physics. Okay. Mezzanine physics, that'll do. I know what that is. Okay. Right. So, and now we just do this. Hmm? Move to physics. We just call this ground floor dot physics. My stomach. Okay. Ground floor physics. Let's isolate it. Remove the materials. Create a new materials slot. Color it blue. There we go. We've done the front stairs physics, so we're not seeing that anywhere, so that's good. Okay, that must be and on the inside then, or okay. Why is it shifted down there? What? Interesting. Um, already. And oh, I know why. Yes, I know why. This is baffling me a bit. I know why this. Yeah, I know what this was doing. It's because I actually resized several things, and I noticed that actually the top floor, the physics is slightly off. So I've got, yeah, because I remember trying to get that centralized, where the floor, you know, where the stairs goes up through the floor, and it was a little bit off center. Yeah, now I know. Now I know why. Okay, let's just do this. Right, there we go. So it's just literally right on the inside. And now I need to go scale. That's it. Cool. Now, if I go to the top, I know that the physics here are all a little bit skew with. Okay. If I select all of those, isolate them. Ooh, this is interesting. Right, yeah, of course I've also knocked that up a bit. Okay, so this I know now would cause a problem. So GZ, need to bring this down so it's about right. I've got to do all these adjustments anyway. And now I need to view. Okay, is it out? Very slightly. So actually, I think they're not all out of alignment. No. There's really only this one. To be honest with you, I doubt whether that's really going to cause that many problems. Okay. What else is there? Nothing else. Okay, that's fine. Of course, this one here is out. Okay. And that one's out. Yep. Okay. This one will be out. Yeah, because I moved everything so that it was in contact with each other. Right. Interesting. I don't remember resizing these to GX. Okay, that's fine. GY. It's fine. GX. That's fine. That's fine. They just literally need to be on the inside of the mesh. Why am I doing this? I hear everyone ask. Everyone in chat is asking, why am I doing this? It's because of Second Life. Okay, There we go. Right. Cool. I didn't think I did all the physics, but I must have done that at some point. I really must have done that. Okay. Um, can I select everything? Select objects. Oh, so cool. So cool. Now, I think, if I remember rightly, um, punching a hole for physics through something else, I've got to do that. I've got to come up with something, and I think I've got to do something different with regard to that. I can't have just a hole. Can I? No, I don't think I can. I don't think I can have a hole in a floor and then be able to go through the hole without it's okay. So let me explain this. How Second Life, this door here, right? The highlighted bits that are here. This door is, so this is obviously, there's mesh there. This, can I highlight that one and highlight that one? You see how I've got the door. Now you would think that it was be okay to just cut a hole in that and call that physics. That's not how Second Life actually works. You have to create 3 bits of mesh physics for this. Yeah, it only has to be just very close to the door. But I've got. This is right. Okay, so we start going up the stairs here. And I've got a feeling that I need, see this? I haven't done this yet. So actually what I need to do is break this up. Because I can't just have a hole there either. Yes. How can I do this? So for this particular floor, I know this might sound overly complicated, but for this particular floor, I've got the stairs that are coming up here, and then I've got a hole in the floor that is allowing this staircase to go up. I'm going to have to create one, possibly 2, 3, 4 pieces. I need to break this up into 4 pieces, because otherwise, if I don't, what's going to happen is people are going to come up here. They're going to collide with the stairs, which is fine. But the possibility is around the other side of the stairs, they can go down. They can fall down the hole, right? Um, and if people are walking around the sides and here, in between this gap and this gap, they're going to need to. Okay, I might leave this another time, because then I've got this one, this physics also, and then I've got. Ooh, and then I've got this floor, right? So I've got to get these. I've got to get the physics right inside as well. I seem to have 2 for that. Right. So there's that floor. and then there's the top floor. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this another time because I think people will find this seriously boring if I did it on stream. Um, fiddly, fiddly little bits. Mm. You need to go inside the mesh. Oh, you haven't been resized, have you? That's what the problem is with you. You have been resized, but you're bigger than the mesh. Interesting. That's fine. Right. Oh. Right. Control A, scale. Thank you. And I need to go around and do the scaling on all of these, actually. Can I do that all in one go? I think I can. Cool. I think all this is... yeah, okay. So anyway, that's a lot of blue. It is, and I only make it blue because it's physics. It's just so that I know that it's physics or collision. Okay, that's good. Okay, right. Can you mass rename? Can you mass rename all this? Deselect, select, unlink, link, ID data. Mark as an asset, view, area. No. Basically, you can't mass rename. You know, I just want to put physics after the end. That's all I want to do. There's still... right, okay. There's still bits of physics I haven't moved into... move to physics. Cool. Move to physics. Let me just check my cameras a minute, because there seems to be some people outside doing something. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. I used to fit. It's actually interesting. I really enjoy streaming, right? I really enjoy streaming, and it's quite interesting because I kind of had a perception that, you know, you had to focus 100% on what you were doing, you know, so I used to turn my phone off and You know, but I notice an awful lot of streamers. You know, they're there talking on the phone. They obviously silence their mic. You know, their mic. And oh, my battery is running low. Okay, that's good. That's pretty good. Okay, bear with me. 1 minute. 1 moment, please. While I just plug my laptop in. Right. Sorry about that. Yeah. So that, you know, it's things like that. And I used to think, oh my goodness, you know, I mustn't answer the phone, or I mustn't look at my phone, or look at other, you know, other things. And of course, streamers do this all the time. It doesn't bother me, so it shouldn't necessarily bother other people. But yeah, so physics are all hidden now, which is good. Where are we with the camera? Let's render a preview now. There's no way I would have done this before with my old computer. It just wouldn't have worked. Well, it would have done, but it used to take 4 minutes. It used to take me 4 minutes to produce an image, a rendered image at 1K, and typically I was like, you know, it was about 512 as well. So, you know, that was about as much as it could go. But now I can render. I mean, I'm doing a 2K image, which is fine for the graphics card I've got. But when I'm not streaming and I haven't got, you know, a load of apps open, I can look, see it's done it already. It's fine, and that took all of 45, 46, 47 seconds. You know, which is absolutely fine considering I'm streaming and I've got, you know, lots of other apps open. So let me just save this image a minute. Save as a copy. Let's call that, no, let's just call it final. Okay, that's fine. Cool. And there's just absolutely no way I would have done that on my old computer. You know, it would have crippled, and the stream, you know, the stream would have probably crashed. I know OBS used to crash and all sorts. It was quite interesting. It was quite interesting, you know, how I put up with the old computer for such a long time. But you know, it's all about what you get used to, isn't it? Really, and I've had plenty of opportunity to replace it, and I just kept thinking, oh, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered, and yeah, it is quite interesting. Okay. Did I put these? Oh, of course I put the banisters on each floor. That's right, because I'm thinking what I'm thinking is that I will need I'm going to need to do each floor separately, I think. I'm gonna have to. Oh yeah, still at 2K samples. On here? No. Where is it again? On the world sampling here. I'm using the viewport only 1K, and samples on creating an image. Yeah, I'm doing 2K, but it's fine. It's fine. The graphics card, you know, copes with it. It's absolutely fine. And the people that need to see these images need to see relatively, you know, high images. Like I can't have too much stuff going on in them, but it's fine. This is a luxury compared to what I was using before. You You know, it's fine. It's coping fine. Right, what else did I need to want to do? What I wanted to do, okay, so we're going to save our image there. What I would like to do is edit the photographs, the screenshots that I've done. These are the shots that are... This is the final. Okay, I want to copy that. I want to go in here. So these basically are going to be my PR type shots. Let me... I can actually batch rename, and I want to call this Steampunk Residence, and then I only want 2 numbers at the end. I just rename them. Okay. There we go. So I really want, this is going to be my inside image, as in the cutaway image. So how many cogs have we made today? No cogs today. I'm trying to finish off my resident. Everything has been done now. Physics has been done for Second Life, collisions. All the materials are done. I mean, everything's been done. All the texturing, everything has been done now. I'm getting really close now to actually exporting everything out, and then with collisions, you know, physics, and then bringing it into Second Life, and that's going to be my next. I've got people waiting to actually see this in Second Life, yeah, because they've seen the images, and yeah, they're interested. They are interested. I want to rename this to 01A, and I want to rename this to 01B, because that's going to be my next cut. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually producing kind of, I've done these images, so that's obviously what it looks like from the outside. These are all going to be used when I'm selling this in Second Life. So these are just like cutaway images of each floor. So texturing's all done. I will, before I actually export all this, and then I've got close-ups of each floor. So yeah, I might rearrange the numbering on this. So I think that should be let's put this down as A, and let's put this down, no, this one down as B, and let's put this one down as, and again, these then be in order A to C, right? And then we've got this floor, and this is going to be 3B, and I'm going to call this 3A. This is 4. This will be 4AB. This will be 4A. And I want to make this one on C. There we go. Right. So they should now be in some sort of order now, I think. That should be 3. Duh. Why did I do that? Right, okay. Okay, so we've got this seems to be in a logical order. So we've got that, then that, which is the cutaway, then that, 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 that. That's the ground. Okay, that's good. I like it. I like it. I like it. If I look at this on a different monitor, I think, yeah, I think people can see that okay. I might edit this just very slightly. I don't like the front door one. I want to cut out. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So this is the front door, really. I don't mind a bit of blender in there, but I don't really want. There we go. That's fine. Crop. Cool. Right. Cool. Cool, as they say. I think they look actually fine. I might tweak them a little bit. This one probably. I don't want to cut it out too much. I might. If I freehand this now, I can come in that way, come in that way, and crop. Okay, that's fine. And then I can do the same for this one as well. So if I go 16:9, no. No, okay, that's fine. So if I now go freehand, get like a slightly different more image. Cool. Crop. Right, and I think the rest of them are actually okay. If I just brighten up this very, very slightly. Just to make it a bit more punchy. Just very slightly. And do the same for this. Give it a bit more contrast, but brighten it up very slightly. I think they could all do with just a tad brightening up, really. A little bit of contrast and a bit of brightening up. Okay, that's right. If you're really interested, Mornstark. By the way, I wanted to mention actually about the impact of what we were talking about, all the shortcuts and things that you were giving me. I've actually written them up and I've got them on my notice board just behind my monitor because I'm not, when I like, it's like everything, the more you use it, the more you remember it. And those shortcuts have literally transformed my workflow. I know it might sound a bit odd, but it really has. And I know these are all shortcuts that I should really have learned anyway. But yeah, I'm happy with those now. 10 files, 15 meg. They're not actually that big. Okay. But yeah, those shortcuts really did make a difference. And yeah, uh, it's quite interesting. Quite interesting. Okay, I've got my marketing images now, which I can use on the Second Life marketplace. So that's where they're going to get used. Um, I need to obviously check all the physics and everything is okay. I think the only bit of doubt that I've got is this spiral staircase. It's the only thing I'm kind of worried about because there's physics on the inside, but I still keep thinking that people are gonna fall, you know. The worst comes to the worst, what I can do, and it's only going to cost me, a small bit of land impact. Well, that's thousands of shortcuts. Most of us just can't. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the trouble, isn't it? I mean, the other day, I'll tell you what, right? The other day, I looked at. I was installing a. I've got some amazing plugins, yeah, add-ons, and I was looking at something. One of these, yeah, checker key maps, right? And I thought, oh right, okay, this is what is it? Press T, Alt T, right, to bring that up. And I thought, oh, so I wonder where all the others are. Um, and if I get rid of this, I don't know how many there are, but my goodness, who on earth remembers all this lot? I mean, there literally must be 1,000 of them. These are all shortcuts to the various different views. You can obviously reprogram them, but I mean, it's just crazy. I don't know how many shortcuts there are. I don't know whether it says, but there's a lot. It's so, but everybody's workflow is different, isn't it? That's the thing. Everybody's workflow is different. And so what is useful to me, although there's going to be commonalities, common shortcuts that everyone uses, there will be sets of key mapping, key sets, keystrokes that different people use. And but yeah, I mean, you obviously could see that I was struggling that other day, and those key cuts definitely are now integrated into my workflow, and I'm now doing them without really even thinking about some of them. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's really quite good. I think I'm done on this now, to be honest. Let's save that because now I've got the physics are all there. Yeah, I don't know whether you heard me saying about there was a lot of blue, right? All the blue here is all physics. Actually, that's interesting. Why has that come back out again? What's going on with this? Interesting. Why is that now bigger? It shouldn't be bigger. Okay, that's where it should be. Oh, keep doing this. Okay, that's fine. Scale. Cool. Right, now we've got it. So yeah, all the blue is, so I just switch that off. Let's save that. I don't think there's anything else I can do with this on the stream. That's basically it. I've really now it's down to me to sort the internal floors that have got the spiral staircase going up, and I've got to get the physics for those sorted. And there's no point in doing that on stream because that's just so unbelievably boring. Um, I don't think it's interesting. I don't think anyone else really wants to find it. You know, I don't think anyone else is really going to find it that interesting. But yeah. So the next project that I would like to revisit, right, is my steamship, my steampunk steamship. I don't know whether I've actually got it. Uh, I did this weird one, right? Okay, so this is an 18 plus. I did this actually last night. It's kind of odd. It's kind of weird. It's a bit gory. But yeah, it's a bit of and I know that the blood on the floor is not on there properly. I tried, in fact, I think I did actually get the blood attached to the floor, which is um, got displacement and everything on it. The blood has got displacement on it. But yeah, I just thought this was, I don't know, I can't remember now. I saw an image of something and I thought, do you know what? That actually, I want to try and do this. So I just thought it's a bit of an abstract art at the end of the day, and it came out pretty effective, I think. I was just doodling. I was thinking of something to do, and I didn't really want to go and start working on the house because I was going to stream today, and but yeah, it's just a bit of abstract art. Anyway, what I wanted to do, I don't know whether anyone has actually seen my ship. I'm pretty sure I have actually. I have mentioned it before. But I spent a lot of time on this ship, and then I don't know quite what happened. It's quite a long time. It was a long time ago, and Neovix steamship. I think it's this one. Yeah, you can look at all the versions I've got. I got like a massive amount of versions here, and I was really struggling. I was struggling to get quite a lot of it done. Well, that was actually quite a while ago when I did that. Well, it's actually 5 years ago. Looking at some of the early. I think I did. No, I didn't. I didn't do a small version. Yeah, and yeah. So it was 5 years ago. Nearly 5 years ago, and I want to revisit it now. So this is my ship. I know it's way too big, but I would like to revisit this again because I think I've got rid of all the textures on it. Yeah, I think I got rid of all the textures because the texturing was awful. And there was, I mean, I've learned quite a lot of things in those years. I mean, sort of 4.5, 5 years is actually is quite a long time. But yeah, I want to revisit this. The hull, I'm very happy with. Right. Again, I seriously struggled with the physics for this, which I found so frustrating. And now I've cracked the physics. 5 years, quite a long time. I've cracked the physics on this, but the amount of time I spent doing this hull was just unreal. Yeah, And now I'm wiser and a little bit more, I can probably do a much better job of this. Um, this looks awful. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking when I was making. I have no idea. Some of the things you look at when you let's go back to this mode. Some of the things that when you revisit things that you made, um, years ago, and you look at it, you think, oh my god, that's so cringe. That's just awful the way that's been made. But you do what you learn, don't you? You do what you can. Again, this is all very low poly. This is not. I would like to try and revisit this bit. This bit drove me up the wall, and I'm not happy with these stairs. What the hell is that? What? Okay, yeah, I mean, I need to revisit this. I really need to revisit this. Yeah. So, if I... pretty sure this hole is empty, if I remember rightly. Yeah. The, the actual base isn't, but this next part of the hull is empty, and I wanted this to have engine room, berthing, like I wanted to put portholes down the side of it and things like that. I had so many ideas with this ship, and I can remember at the time there was a few people that actually wanted this ship, and I just lost my heart. I just lost my heart. I don't have enough things made saved to see any. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, it mounts up. It mounts up over the years, and I to be honest with you, I would say even something that you made a year ago. If you play around with Blender enough, looking at something you did even a year ago, you can actually see how much you've learned. Even if it's only a few things, just it just makes a difference. Because I think if you get into too many habits, it's a bit like driving. Over a period of time, you learn almost bad habits, and or you just don't change the way you work, and then it sort of becomes a bit of a problem. Ooh. What is what? Okay. This isn't even solid. Holy moly. Oh, it's not good, is it? That's not good. This is just a plane? That's just a plane. You're kidding me. What was I thinking? This could have been part of the problem. You see, I've now, um, I don't know. Do I start tinkering around with this? Okay, I tell you what. Right. I would really like to get this done, and I would also like to get the texturing done in. Oh, I know why I gave up on this now. I gave up on this because of Substance Painter. This is what the yeah. Oh my god, this is bringing back bad memories. Really, that's why I gave up. Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I think what happened was, um, not only did I have a problem with the physics, but I was having major problems with Substance Painter. That's right. Okay, it's all coming back now. And it was one of the very early versions I had of and I hadn't been using Substance Painter for very long at all, and I couldn't get my head around it. I just could not get my head around it. You see videos of Substance Painter and you think, oh, this is amazing. This is going to absolutely transform my work, and then it doesn't because it's not actually, there's some of the early day tutorials before Adobe took it out over, and I was a little bit peed off as well that Adobe had, like, they'd taken so much good software away. We're talking 20 odd years ago. I was using some amazing independent developing companies producing apps for photography, and they were really, really good, and then just Adobe came along and just swallowed all these companies up, and then integrated it into their whole subscription system thing, which I didn't agree with at all, and was just refused, and so therefore I just stopped using Adobe apps. And of course the software that I was using, and obviously hundreds of thousands of photographers were using, um, you know just stopped. We were using all the old versions, which obviously no longer supported newer cameras, and yeah, now I know why. Now I know why. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to save this as. Let's jump to version 16. Um, let's go to version 16A. Right. Yeah, it's unfortunate when companies do this, really. And Adobe, I don't know about you, right? I mean, start waffling on now about stuff. I've had this conversation actually recently with some other people. Sorry, my cushion keeps moving for some reason. I've had this conversation with other people recently. Companies nowadays have zero um, customer. They have no loyalty to their customers anymore, and this seems to be an ongoing problem. Insurance companies was one of the first ones that this ever happened to. You'd phone up, insurance company, get insurance company for your car, for your house, whatever. The next year, they'd give you a premium, really good deal, boom, right? So then the following year, they'd send you out a renewal notice, and it'd have doubled or quadrupled even sometimes. And it was just like, well, what on earth is that about? So you'd phone them up and say, I've just had this renewal come through. Last year it was £200 and now it's £675 or something, and they just turn around and go, oh, well, sorry, that's just the way the premium is now, blah, 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 And they just weren't even interested. So now I don't even bother. Now everyone just keeps switching all the time. And it just seems ridiculous. And I know people like Adobe, they're not interested in Joe Blogs people like me using their products, or, the person who's a hobbyist. They're not interested because they know that they can make mega bucks from the big corporations and the educational market, and that's where they're making their money. So they're not interested in, you know, your average Joe Blog sitting at home doing a bit of, photography and editing and whatnot, unless you're absolutely really wealthy and you can afford it. Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the way things are now. I had a person. Now the problem I've got with the size of this ship is that it's way too big. It is seriously too big for Second Life. So I think from end to end, it was something ridiculous that's way too big to bring in one piece into Second Life. Of course, you can resize it in when it's in Second Life. But I remember this thing here being absolutely to its limit. And there is a measuring tool, isn't there? Okay, let's see if I can measure something. Oh, not obviously. Um, can I measure this? So if I get this measure, can I do? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's 100 meters. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's way too big. It's seriously too big. Okay. I think I might just reduce it down anyway, right? Because it doesn't need to be 100 meters long. I mean, that's kind of crazy. What if I bring this down to kind of that length? I mean, that's probably more manageable. Yeah, so I'm going. Yeah, I'm scaling it down. I mean, I again, you know, yeah. Things have changed. Things have changed. I think I would also like to move this so that yeah, it's a bit more central as well. Okay, I think that scales everything, doesn't it? Yeah. And the other thing I want to do is bring everything to World Origin. Actually, no. Yeah, I do need to bring it to World Origin. Right, okay. So now we've got a ship that's a bit more reasonable size. Do we have a... Not an armature. It's interesting, isn't it? We don't have like a reference human. Um, I did have. I do remember having. No, don't have a reference human. Extras? No. Okay, what if I just right. Let's just make a... Might make it red. Cool. Yeah, this is probably about right. Okay, this is probably about right. So scale on the Y. Let's just kind of just do a very simple reference for the size of a human. How high is this? It's 2 meters high. That's kind of like somebody who's very big. Um, I generally think most people. What is 1.8 meters? It's really interesting, right? About the metric system, and that's 5'9". Okay, yeah, okay. I mean, I think probably if we go around the other way, yeah. I mean, that's yeah. Okay, what's the average height of people? 1.7. Okay, I mean that's as good as. Let's make it 1.7. Okay. So that's our reference. Yeah, 1.8 is the usual height. Yeah, it's what? Well, they reckon human height average for a male is 1.7, for a female 1.6. But I mean, how long's a piece of string? Yeah, the average in what part of the world? I've been to certain parts of the world where I feel like I'm a giant, and then other parts of the world seems to be that I'm kind of average or even under average. For it depends. It's kind of. But anyway, I think for the size of a human, that's about right. Um, auto smooth. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Let's do a mirror modifier. Cool. That was always going to be. I've got a picture of this before. Um, if I remember rightly, I had three masts. Pretty sure I had three masts on this. See, I don't like the way this mast thing's done. That's fine. That's fine, and that's fine. I think the way some of my mesh has been done is a bit naff, really. But the crow's nest ideally needs to be round, and yeah, I think I'm going to make that round, and I'm going to make it look like a crow's nest. Um, so, uh-uh. Everything's to scale. That's fine. I don't want. Ooh, dear. Please don't look at my mesh. Look away right now. Wow. Okay. Okay. I need to do some serious tidying up here because, yeah, it's not good. Okay. The other things I see, there's lots of things that I like to have enabled. Statistics. It's interesting what you get used to, isn't it? It really is. It is very interesting. What on earth is going on with this mesh? Nothing. Okay. Why? 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 Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah. Okay. So there was something very odd going on there. Let's delete this. Okay. Right. I need to go and check out my mesh really, to be honest with you, because I think it's pretty naff. I feel a bit happier now working on this. It really brought back some really horrible horrible memories. I got so angry, I got really angry with myself over what, I really, because this was actually, somebody wanted this. They commissioned it, and I gave it to them as it was. Luckily enough, they didn't really want to use it for physics. They were putting it in an area in Second Life where the physics didn't really matter, and no one was ever going to go on it. But then, and they were happy. They were over the moon, and I mean, the texturing was pretty bad. And by my standards, it was pretty bad. I was never very happy with it. And then, but they used it, and it was okay. It was okay. It did the job, and it met the criteria for their for the commission. But um, I want to make that slightly rounded. Clipping. I want to make it round, or possibly kind of semi-round, just not square. There we go. That's fine. I'll probably want to scale that just. Ooh. Let's scale that a little bit bigger, because then I can make the next one. Ooh, that looks a bit too big. Yeah, considering crow's nests are never that big. I probably had it actually at the right size. To be honest with you, that doesn't make sense, does it? Well, yeah, crow's nests. You would never be in a crow's nest when the sail's up, or the sail's, out. Um, yeah. And anyway, somebody would actually climb the rigging and go to the top one, which you may or may not have. Actually, let me look at my reference images. Um, Let me have a look. Let's have a look. So, steampunk ship. It's steampunk ship. And of course, most steampunk ships, this is kind of a crossover. It's got steam, but it's also got sails. Yeah, of course, most of them tend to be dirigible type steamships, so they don't actually have that many sails. There's a few with sails, but it's not the. So really, what I need to look at is sailing ship. Okay. Sailing ship's not. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, so the crow's nests are actually in between each. It's interesting when you look at the crow's nest on some of these ships. You do actually have one right at the very top, and they go as they go higher up the mast, they get incrementally smaller. And they are actually down further. So that's interesting. They are down here, which makes sense because the sail would kind of billow out, and you would still be able to see something through the crow's nest. So that's fine. Okay. Scale that. What I want to do is let's inset. I don't want to make this too detailed, but it does need to be somewhat detailed. Okay. I'm going to make it kind of go out like that a little bit. Actually, I'm wondering whether I should do that now after... No, that will be fine. I think that will be fine. Now what I want to do is... I want to add some detail to this. I want to make it look like a proper crow's nest. Some of the ships, of course, just had a platform. And they had no... You know, they just literally... But this is kind of a, you know, steampunky type thing. Um... No, I don't think that will work. I don't think you can... I'm not so sure that I think you have to do this individually. I don't think you can bridge faces that are multiples like this. That I know of. So I think you have to do it individually. Is there a shortcut? No, there isn't. No. Okay. I don't think you can. I think you have to do it, like, individually. I think that looks too clumsy. Don't need to actually inset it too much, because otherwise it's just going to look really clumsy. It's going to look chunky, way too chunky than it really needs to be. I am not aware that there is a mass bridging tool. I'm sure somebody's designed one. You know, when you do this kind of thing and you want to mass bridge, um, you know, multiple faces at funny angles. Yeah, that looks good. Sometimes in Bledder there's really nice things to do, and then other times there is kind of boring things that you have to do. You just have to kind of go with it, really. Hmm? Doesn't take very long. Right, we're good. We now have a crow's nest. I think this needs to go up very slightly. I think that looks good. Ah, that looks much better than what I had before. Okay. So we've got one that goes there, one that goes there, and they go scaled until the one at the top is actually really quite small. It's like you're not really, you're just not going to hold more than one person, so one thing I wouldn't like to be doing is being in one of these. I wouldn't, full stop. I wouldn't want to be in one of them. No, thank you. Okay, let's put that one there, and then scale this down. So it's going to be quite small. Yeah, it gets increasingly smaller. And to be honest with you, I think the first one, yeah, I think it's going to be proportionally. Yeah, I mean that's fine. I think that's fine. That might be just maybe a little bit too small. There we go. Let's just scale that up just very slightly. Yeah, I mean you can actually see that that is different. Okay, that's looking good. Let's apply that. I've always loved sailing ships. Even when I was young, I that was one of the things. I mean, we're talking before even television was invented. No, but yeah, I mean, I used to love drawing ships. I spent so much time just drawing ships. This has always irritated me. I don't know what it was. I think I just increasingly got more and more angry with no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want either. With how this was progressing or not progressing at the time, and yeah, I think that's about right. So this would just literally be, stairs down into the forward part of the hull that generally gets used for the crew. Some of the lower end crew wouldn't have a cabin. They would, and it would also be where all the ropes would, ropes and anchors and repairing bits and all that would go. So I think that this I'm just trying to think. Well, I remember having three masts. I'm pretty sure I had three masts. Or did it only have two? I can't remember. This is a big ship, so I'm pretty sure it would actually have three masts. So if I put this down as a reference, human size, right, just for scale, and then we've got the masks. So okay, cool. Right, that's all involved in there. Right, I'm gonna be a good person, and I don't know an awful lot about the name of things. So this is the mast front. That's the mast gaff, the mast yard. I called them platforms, but really, realistically, it's called a crow's nest. Crow's nest 2, right? And this is crow's nest 1. Crow's nest 1, and this is crow's nest 3. Okay, it's fine. We've named them correctly. Let me just see what this looks like with... I remember before I had a mast here and then another one right here, or I could have actually had it... I may have had the mast actually right in the middle. In fact, I think I did. I had the mast right in the middle of this. And if... Yeah, so I'm just wondering whether I should move this forward. Where would this be on a ship? Let me see. I mean, again, you know, it's all steamship cabin, right? So pretty much anywhere. I mean, there is no rules. This is a slightly different ship because if you look at steampunk ships, most of them don't have masts, right? Most of them seem to have a dirigible or a balloon, you know, a blimp above them. And I mean, I have got some designs for those, but I might actually go down the route of using them at some point. I'm kind of inclined, to be honest with you. This is the cabin. The deck. Okay, so I had... Yeah, okay, so I had kind of the upper deck in one thing. Top deck. No. Oh, come on. Really? So I've got this kind of wheel on the inside. And it's awful. Again, I want to redo this. Highlight that and that. Okay. Let's move this forward. Let's move that to about there. It's okay, but I can do better than that now. Let's just move this inside here. Right, so I'm thinking that I can take a mast. Right, so we have a mast. Okay. I tell you what, I want to split these masts up. Right, so I'm going to put masts, just call that front, right? So can I duplicate? What if I duplicate a collection? Ooh. Wow. Okay, so that duplicates a collection. Select objects. GY. See, if I put that one there, right? Two masts enough? Or three? I think three is slightly too much. This is not a sailing ship. This is a steamship, right? I'm going to leave that there. That needs to disappear because you wouldn't have that there anyway. And I think that possibly would go back just very slightly. Now I've also got this other problem in as much as, okay, so this has kind of got one. No, I'm going to leave that there. Just for the sake of it, let's say we set the origin to 3D cursor. Just so that for the aesthetics of it, I am going to, okay, add a modifier. Okay. I don't like those paddles. They're awful. I don't think these paddles actually represent proper paddles that I remember. I can just remember being so annoyed at this ship. But you know, now I'm actually, I feel quite happy about this now. I feel a lot happier. Okay. I need to see, this is it. I'm actually well into this now. Which is quite interesting. Thickness. We need to make this kind of thick. Let's make it 0.3, which I think is fine. Okay. Right. I'm happy with that. And that's not making its way. Oh, it's making its way. Oh, that's why I only did a... Yes. Now I understand why... But that's not a problem, is it? That's not really a problem. Okay, so if we scale this down to 0.98, that is inside the mesh or not? Hmm. Can't make out whether that's inside the mesh. I don't think it's inside the mesh here. Or is it? I think it's only just. Can't remember now. What was the reason why I did it like that? Can't remember. It could well have been. I think I know why I would have done it like that. Yeah, so I used this. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay, so I tell you what, I'm gonna hide this. Let's work on this. Isolate it. I know that I put that. Oh dear, look at my geometry. Freaking awful. Wow, that's bad. What was I thinking? I know, I know what I was thinking. I know what I was thinking at the time because I got really, really mad with this. Yeah, I was getting like seriously annoyed. Wow, that is bad. So where is it on? Okay. Let's tidy up the geometry. Let's snap to vertex, and I want it to join. Oh dear Lord. Oh dear. What did I do there? Is that? Oh my goodness, no wonder I was getting. What is that? I don't think I need that. I don't know why have I. Oh my Lord. Interesting. This is another thing. I never really figured out why I put this. It just makes you wonder. It really does make you wonder. I'm going to redo this because whatever this is, right? The rudder, right? The rudder. I know again was another area of mesh that I was seriously having problems with. Wow, we need to get rid of that. Let me delete these faces. Seriously? Seriously? I don't know why I had problems with this. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Because it seems so obvious to me now that I would do this. Why is this going all the way? Why is it going on the outside? Oh. Oh my god. Right. Um. Okay, there's something not right there, is there? Because I got the faces all there, but the faces are not. I've got faces on the outside and on the top. Okay. Okay. There's something kind of weird going on. Did I? Oh. Right. What? Okay. Did I not put this back here then? Is this just... Oh my god, okay, I never put a solidifier on it. Okay. Interesting, interesting. God, it's still... Oh my goodness. What? In a way, to be honest with you, do you know what? I can really figure out now why I was having so many problems. This is just crazy. This is crazy. I also think this was linked to one of the other reasons why I was having massive problems was trying to get the physics, as I mentioned before. You know, trying to get the physics right. And I think there's some odd stuff going on here as well. I think I know what's going on here. I need to add some more geometry in, don't I? So let's add something there. Let's add something there. Ooh, why? Um, I think I need to add, yeah, because the hull has got quite a bit of detail in it, and um, it looks pretty naff, I think, when you haven't got enough. And I do remember so many memories. I just remember getting so angry with this, and yeah, I can remember getting so angry with it, and just was getting more and more and more frustrated. Okay. Let's add a modifier to this. Generate solidify. This would make life so much easier. Ooh, I need more geometry there. Ah, but the rest of it actually looks really quite nice. So I've got something screwed up. Actually, do you know what? Right. It's interesting how this one side is okay, the other side isn't. And I can see it's not even. It really isn't even. I think what I'm going to do is... Is that split there? It is. Right. I know what I'm going to do. Oh, I can't stop doing that. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go like this. Delete faces. Right. Modifier, mirror modifier. It's interesting, isn't it? Is this not lined? Ah, you know what? Right, I reckon this is not. Oh, it is lined up. Okay. Okay. Right, we need to clip. And we need to GX. Ooh. Oh my word. What are you doing? Roll to scale. What are you doing? G X. Right, I know. Ooh, okay. Let's do that. G X. There we go. Why are we not clipping? Why are you not clipping? Why are you not clipping? Anyway, at least now it looks, we've got even geometry. Yeah, okay. There's still something not right here. Oh, okay. That's what's wrong. Oh God, it's just weird geometry everywhere. Um, okay, we're good with that. Let's just make sure we're good the other end. Oh. Wow, what is going on here? What? There is some weird geometry on this. Okay. Okay, oh dear, right. We seem to have more crap. What is this? Okay, best thing to do really is to tidy up the mesh, clean up, merge by distance. Ooh, okay, I think we've had an awful lot. An awful lot of. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Right. Yeah. Alright, okay, so now we're good, right? We're good. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got some nice smooth geometry. That's looking much better. Okay. Right, so we also need another... Now I can solidify it properly. Even thickness, please. Yeah, that kind of looks good. That kind of looks good. Yeah, this is not good. Okay, so I need to add some more. Right, so... Okay, that's fine. I mean, I don't know why... Okay. Very odd. Okay. What if we shade it flat? Okay, so it looks... I mean, ships generally are not super smooth, are they? I mean, realistically, they're not super smooth. If you look at most ships, the panels are you know, the panels are kind of shot really. Okay, that looks good to me. That looks a lot better. A lot better. Okay. Of course, I can't do anything with this until it's applied the. And I'm guessing that this kind of strange bit here is because of the. Okay, that's fine. Fine. So if we do this kind of shade, yeah, that looks better. That does look better. Okay, let's add all of these. That's fine. And let's just go into the geometry now. Looking good. Oh. Where is there... Okay, is there some sort of different... What's wrong with the geometry there? Okay, so... Let's just do another cleanup. Okay. It's probably not a good idea, really. Maybe 2? No. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I think there's 2 vertices there. That seems fine, but I think that there's kind of some... there. It's almost as if there's a double layer of geometry. There is. Merge at center. Okay. Right. G dead. Oh. It's still doing something very odd. It's almost as if there's 2 vertices there. One for the inside here, and then one that's holding... It's like it's just not... Oh! I'm going to clear the themes 1 minute, because it's driving me out the wall. Hmm. Right, clear seams. Um, It's like this. Oh, okay. Merge at last. No. What is that? Oh, I see. Okay. I guess it's because the hull here is, um, it's curved, isn't it? So, wait, what is this bright blue edge? Like, is it marking it sharp, clear? Oh, that's why. Okay. Right. Mm. Okay. Looking better, much, much better. Right. Okay. I keep slouching. Right. I think we're gonna grab this. Right. Okay. That's good. That's gone all the way around now. Fantastic. We've now got geometry that actually is starting to make sense. Shift D there. Right. I don't know quite what I did there. Something went horribly, horribly wrong. Right. Let's just select this again. So we want to select that. We want faces. Right. So Shift D, Enter. Cool. P by selection. Thank you very much. G, Z. No. We want that bit. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can you see what I'm doing yet? Thank you. Okay, we now have a proper deck. A deck that's going to fit the machine, and again, it's just, you know, uh, um, had major problems with this. Major problems. Yeah, and I think it just comes from experience, really. Just experience. Now we've got a proper hull. I can now get rid of this deck, which is completely weird. Okay. Yeah. We've now got a deck that is worth a deck. Now what's screwed up is... Or is that just shading? Is that a shading problem? No, it isn't. It's a hull problem. Okay. Is it a shading problem or is it a hull problem? Let's just shade. Ooh, okay. Yeah, shade flat. There we go. Ooh, yeah, okay. Alright. How can I do this? I could actually just I could just extrude the hull down. Is there... Look at the tree on this. It's just awful. It's just awful. Um, it's embarrassing. It's seriously embarrassing. Um, yeah. This is wrong. This is wrong as well, isn't it? Dear Lord. Right. Okay. Um. How can I fix this? How can I fix this? What I'm thinking of is getting rid of this, right? Because that is friggin' awful. What if I just extrude the bottom of this down? Um, right, okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. The only problem, right, okay, so the problem I've got is... Okay, let's do something. Let me save this. Right, let's have a bit of fun. What if I set the origin to center of the geometry, right? And what I'm thinking of is that because the sides need to... Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this... Go face now. No. No. Right. Because the back... Ship. Okay. I tell you what I'm gonna do is let's go here. Right. At least now we got our faces going around the right way. Okay. So I'm thinking. Let's. I'm gonna start. Let's extrude this down. Right. And we're gonna scale Z0, right? Okay, so now that's flat. GZ. What I do need to do is add some geometry in here. So I'm thinking I might add that to there. What if I try and do something clever, like proportional? Alright, what if I grab this point, right, and I'm gonna grab that. Sorry, I'm concentrating rather than what if I I kind of like the way that bow is, although it's not really following the lines, is it? Okay, Okay, let's approach this a slightly different way. Hmm. Uh, ah, damn it. Yeah. Okay. This is seriously out. That's looking better. That is looking so much better. We've got this kind of all these things all crushed up here, and it's obviously crushed all the mesh up a bit. But anyway, it's we're going to keep continuing to work on this because GZ. Let's. Ooh, no, 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 no. Let's just get these out of the way, and then I've got an idea. Wow, we've got sort of several bits all screwed up here. Wow, where it's difficult to figure out what's supposed to be where. Right, okay, so I think that one, and that one. Come on. I think this one and this one could be wrong, but I don't think they are actually part of the same. It might be better for me to do it down this end. I might be able to see them better. Oh no, that's right. Okay, so let me do this one and this one. right? Yeah, I don't know. Do I just make a new hull? Is this easier? See, there's something very odd going on there as well, isn't there? Do I just make another hole? I am also getting tired, and I think I don't want to. I've learned my lesson with this. I don't want to get to a point. I think this is not good. I don't think this is good. I mean, I feel like I'm getting somewhere with this, but it may just be easier for me to actually just redo. It might be better for me to actually just redo this whole from scratch, really. Ship hulls are not easy. They really are not easy. Yeah, it's kind of really messed up now. Yeah. Anyway, let's end on a high, if you can call it that. I'm actually really pleased with how this is looking now. It's looking much better, and I know that I can do the texturing for this really quick now. So yeah, I need to do the paddle bits of this. I need to rework this because again, you know, it's pretty naff. It's not very good, really. You look at the amount of faces that are on there; it's just ridiculous. But I think it's looking good. I really do. I think it's looking good. Um, yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got this far, um, and for the people that came into the chat and had a chat. Um, yeah, it's been a bit of a yeah. It's been good. It's been good. We finished the other steampunk residence, and we've done some work on this because I want to finish this project as well. So yeah, thank you very much, and I will hopefully see you again soon.